LTS.
Kick back, relax, and enjoy the LTS podcast.
My best friend.
I am atomic.
And welcome to the LTS podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, it's the big three. So starting from the top is Craig. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a bot. Is Alan on my screen. Alan is on the top. Please say hi to the people out there, Alan.
Hey, what's going on?
You cut out, Alan. Okay. Jose, next is you. Hopefully everything's okay.
I am Mr. J. Pleased to meet everyone.
Pleased to meet you again. So hopefully everything sounds good today. We got.
Wait, did you hear Al's intro?
I just said, hey, what's going on, everyone, and that's it. I guess normally with this one, I think, Alan, is that you have to talk mostly than just not with short, because the algorithm for Discord is that if you do like, start singing, it cuts out everything. It has a very aggressive noise gate. So if you're gonna say hi, like go for words and not for like grunts or like, yeah, like it'll cut those things out, unfortunately.
Really?
Increase the, yep.
Okay.
See, you cut that out halfway of the understanding. You come out like cut a half and half. I don't know what the algorithm is, but it understands mainly words and not like go like like those things. It just cuts out. So, with that, we're gonna start the podcast. Josue, pick a letter, A through D. Which one would you like to choose?
Delta.
The letter B. Okay. And
Or the letter
and the letters, right? So yeah. So we got the letter B here. This is, I swear, I'm not rigging this thing, but it's basically the story where U.S. Marines outsmarted DARPA AI. Do you remember that story, Josue?
Yeah.
Okay. So the story here is that for you, Alan, that you haven't heard the story, is that there's a book that's going to come out in 2023, but the author posted a page on social media about how after doing some research, speaking with engineers and all those things with DARPA, they have the report of how they did some camera monitoring or like a computer, an AI that's in drones to better identify human bodies in the battlefield, may that be friendlies or foes. And it had cameras as in thermal sensors, just a video feed, and I think that was mainly it, and night vision. And it was meant to assist your infantry, may that be via drone, via a walking dog robot, or four-wheel, like a wheeled vehicle, a small-wheeled RC vehicle, if you will. And the DARPA said, hey, why not learn by being alongside with the military? Who do you call? You call the U.S. Marines. And this was in 2019, of course. And they did this experiment. It was in Alaska that they did this experiment. And the project was scheduled to be only for 7 days, continuous 7 days. And the thing that they told the Marines is, okay, do whatever operations you have to do here and there. We'll have the drone alongside you to understand your movements, to know what, to build up a library. Also, what's the better word for that? An image library?
Biblioteca.
Yeah, a biblioteca, if you will.
All right, data set.
There you go. I don't know the jargon, the data set of how Marines, infantry is supposed to move around in a battlefield scenario. And okay, everything was going honky-dory from day 1 all the way to day 6. And throughout that...
9?
No, it was only 7 days. But during day 6, they're like, okay, after these hours of accumulating a data set, they felt confident enough that, and they think that the robot can do good, right? And identify any kind of soldier in a battle environment, and call it out. Hey, body over here, body on the left, body on the right. It'll I don't know what it'll say, but it was basically it'll trigger, right? It'll identify it. And the scientist made a friendly wager with the Marines. And the Marines, of course, without knowing the parameters, said, yes, we accept your challenge. And during day 7, they posted up the robot in an open in a field, right? And they told the Marines, stand over there 1,000 yards away from the robot and approach the robot without being detected and touch it, and you guys will win. They without even asking what they'll win, they just said, yes, we accept your challenge. Okay. So it was a group of 8 Marines, right? And these 8 Marines went, and two of them went out first, right? And they said, from 1,000 yards away, go. We don't care how you do it, just get over there. Okay. So these 2 Marines just start somersaulting, and they do all these weird tricks, like gymnastic tricks, to get all the way to the robot. The robot didn't trip any of the sensors of the robot that it identified as humans. No humans detected, while there were 2 Marines somersaulting all the way to the robot. And they touched it, and the soldiers were like, uh-oh, we lost the wager. And the Marines are like, yeah, no, we won. We know we won, because for the 6 days we built a data set for you of us moving in a normal combat environment. You never told us to not move in a regular combat environment. The soldiers went fully irregular on this robot, and they told another Marine to another set of Marines to go and touch the robot 1,000 yards away. Okay, challenge accepted again. One of the Marines actually just went to the forest, brought a bunch of foliage, and dressed himself as a tree ant. The soldier just slowly, just 1,000 yards, started walking and walking and walking all the way to the robot and touched it. Robot did not detect people at all. So they're like, we lost again. So what do they do now if they lost? They're losing this bad. The last group of Marines, I think there were 4 left, grabbed 2 huge boxes each and got themselves inside this box and just started walking towards the robot without tripping the sensor. And they're like, people are like saying, no, they went solid snake on that android, on that artificial intelligence, and touched it without even being detected. So moral of the story, AI in 2019 at least had a long way to learn, how people think outside the box even though they weren't in it. What do you think, Josue? And Alan, of course, what do you think?
I am the box.
What's in the box, though?
Yeah, I mean, 2019 high school, right?
Yeah, 2019. So yeah, what else?
Bacon strips.
They might as well disguise themselves with bacon and be a nice hunk of meat walking towards this AI.
Or maybe it just goes to show that they need more tuning of the AI. If it can't detect, certain things, certain discrepancies like this, maybe they'll just have to adjust and tune for these situations. I mean, it's all up to what their end product is, what the goal, or what's the purpose of the AI for.
Yeah. What was the purpose of this? And it was to have an extra set of eyes for the Marines as detect bodies that are not friendlies moving towards their fellow Marines.
Basically.
So they're trying to build like robots that are capable of duties on the army base or marine or something like that.
If you will, yeah, something that could be running 24 hours. 24 hours and tipping the sensor. This went off, that went off. And okay, we know that people were here, people weren't there, but they were starting. They just were doing the what is it, the opening salvo, I guess, of experiments. Josue, what do you think? Do you think AI has gotten better since 2019?
Since 2019, I would say so.
Okay, okay.
I mean, deepfakes are essentially AI, putting a mask over, say, like, for example, if we say that, you want to change how you look, you want to look like,
George
I
Clooney.
don't know. No. Say you want to look like David Beckham, good, handsome guy. You can basically have the deepfake do it, and that's using a form of AI. And like with the recent, Chat GBT stuff. So I would say like it's been improving. Now on what scale, it's a little bit hard because to be like, what are we quantifying as improving? I guess it just all depends. I would say it's been improving because in this case, more use cases have been brought up for AI.
Yeah.
Like our smartphones, right? Remember, I don't know if we said this in the podcast, we're phone hunting, and allegedly we're Android users. Myself particularly, the phone that I bought was that it's gonna be it's good AI assisted your screen.
It's gonna be a super Galactus, Megatron type of deal.
And it's
That's
gonna be
the one I
AI.
want.
Yeah, it's gonna be AI generated. No, AI assisted screen refresh rate.
Well, like right
3D
now, they
printed.
said that AI is going to be taken in part of battery performance, camera, improve like improving the quality of the picture. What else?
The latest model of said Android phone,
Well, yeah.
or the one that I bought.
Well, I mean both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, because like that started from with the phones we have. They're saying they're gonna use AI to like help improve some things like battery is one of the things, improving the quality of the picture. And because you remember, right, like when you first got the phone, what they say to like use it as much as like try to mimic as much as you can what you do on a daily basis. Maybe not so much exaggerate, but like maybe do a little bit above and beyond. Try not to charge your phone as much, and then after a certain time, then you can do your normal, what you do on a daily basis. Because at that point, the AI has optimized it to the point of view and like a heavy load.
Does it not learn? Does it not gain new ability, or does it learn new stuff over time, or once it learns stuff, it's done? No more. That's my question.
Is it Marcos?
I don't know. Like AI is like too vague of a term for me with that
Well,
marketing.
no, like it's improving over time.
Okay, good.
So, Marcos, Josue, really quick. Have you guys seen recently AI integrated with cameras where kind of on sweatshirts or shirts that have like images of a group of people, and it kind of disguises you from the AI imagery? I don't know. Yeah, I was looking at something earlier in the week where it was basically people. I don't know what school, if it was MIT or whatever, but they had put on shirts with backdrop, like it was a backdrop kind of like scenario going on in their sweatshirt, and it kind of camouflaged them so they wouldn't be detected by AI cameras and stuff like that. I mean, I don't have a link per se, but it was super interesting because it just goes to show you how there's certain loopholes or ways of getting around it, right? Where they might have to pick up on those type of inconsistencies of the AI algorithm. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Well, then, okay, nice, very nice.
I think I do remember hearing about that. That it was like a certain picture and like basically it would cause an error. And like it wouldn't exactly make you disappear. It would like almost like make you look like a blur.
Obstruct.
Or like or like something that went wrong.
And out of
Something like that, yeah.
focus. Best
Your
bet that the
focus
military
needs more focus, Marcos.
bet that the military is working on that, or a company for the military.
Well, the military is military.
Uncle Sam.
No. The military is military, Marcos.
Okay. And now talking about even more on the military, what do you guys think on that balloon that that went over the U.S.?
And they shoot
I
down
thought-
another one?
Another
Really?
one?
Yeah, they shot down another one in like somewhere in like Canada.
That might have been the up balloon from the movie.
No,
Imagine.
the balloon went to South America. I don't know if
Maybe.
this is true, that they detected originally, like, oh, we knew that this balloon was going on, and all the other 99 balloons, but a balloon ain't a problem for us, for the U.S. until the people in politics get into it, because
Wait,
like they
but
were.
what was originally said about the balloon? They said they had a different purpose, I guess you would call it, right? And then they just shot it down, letting them know, like, listen, that's messed up. I don't care what you think it is, but it's not supposed to go over our airspace.
No, they detected it all the way from when it took off in what's that part in the Lord of the Rings? What's that island up there in
Middle Earth?
Yeah, right now up in Australia, New Zealand. They detected it from New Zealand when it was taking off, and
You're
it
asking
started.
where they recorded.
Yeah,
the
but
Lord of the Rings.
Crazy. They didn't do it until it got all the way like across the country. That's wild.
No, I mean, what radar, like what NORAD is, right? Like NORAD can detect.
Yeah. The one that detects
It's not a company.
Santa Claus.
Basically, yeah, NORAD was working on that, and it said, seems legit. Let's just keep a track on it and don't worry about it. And yeah, they detected it all the way across the Pacific already.
No,
and
but didn't they say that it has like spyware on it? The
once it
That's
came
right.
down, yeah. No,
That's right.
and I
So this
was
is the reason
listening
why-
about the. I was listening about the
Okay.
Chinese government, that they were saying, oh, how bad of the U.S. to drop off balloons, and even worse, of their civilians. We detected people from Montana mooning the camera,
But we didn't shoot it over civilians. They shot it over an
the
ocean.
Atlantic, yeah, already. But again, they were saying like, oh, how bad of the military, representing the bad of the U.S., and even worse of their civilians, that from 60,000 feet we detected civilians looking at us and started mooning at the camera.
Well, it
They
goes
said-
to show you that they had cameras powerful enough from that altitude to actually look at people down there. So the only thing I could surmise is that it's basically a spy equipment
Reconnaissance.
that was going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what they thought. They thought that the U.S. wasn't going to shoot it down, and I think that was a kind of like a blunder on the U.S.'s behalf, since they should have done that sooner, before it went right across the country. Like, that makes no sense.
It makes
That looks-
sense. It
I
makes
don't
sense
think it makes
in a
any
way
sense
that
whatsoever.
they're letting it pass, but they're already covering everything up, concealing everything. It's cheaper not to pop the balloon and notice observances, because they already best bet that they were already blinding it for a while already before it even crossed the border, when it crossed into the U.S., and they just concealed everything. Once they got worried and started trailing it, even not even thinking about popping it, when it was over getting by Chicago, on that side west of Chicago, the Illinois, I forgot what the name of that place is, where the B-2 Spirits, the missile silos that in that state. They're like, let's just escort it with different items and blind it. And
But
once
that's just hearsay, isn't it, Marcos? Because we don't know if the government actually did that. All we know, like,
we only
from
know
our-
that it went over. That's true.
Exactly. So my whole thing is, like, instead of it letting it cross the whole country, it would have made a lot more sense, whether we can block it or not block it, as far as like their camera capabilities. Like, just shoot it down. It's better to be safe than sorry. And again, I think that's a mishap on the Fed's.
It got bad once the public started tweeting with from another public plane. They were saying, what is this hashtag, like, balloons, the balloons be doing what? But yeah, they were saying, yeah, it wasn't part of
definitely. I mean,
we had already like they were saying protocols were already running since the first day that they tracked it. But then this is hearsay, so it is
But
what it is.
and it's kind of like, I think it's a little too convenient for them, for China to say at least, that it was just a weather balloon with like I guess sensors to see what's it
Or to
called?
counter the wind flow.
No, no, no. Like I think people were actually able to. I don't know if it was on behalf of the government saying this, but I remember distinctly hearing talk about how the balloon had capabilities of actually maneuvering, and this is the reason why it ended up going across the country and not going across Canada.
You're cutting off.
Like that's why.
But yeah, no, according to what I was doing, looking at it, what they were saying, it crossed into Canada, right, over the Midwest, and then it flew east, right, towards Chicago, Illinois, that the B-2 bomber field and all those things, and then they lost control of it, and it went south all the way down through Tornado Alley, and then went to the Carolinas, like east. That's when they regained again, like control over it. Like, hey, it is what it is. And then it was like the size of 3 bus lengths, 3 school buses. It wasn't a small thing, where people with binoculars could look at it or with just a naked eye. It was huge, they were saying. And they popped it, but they didn't destroy it. They even picked it up over there on the East Coast. But it is what it is. I think what's this story that they popped another one, Josue?
Yeah, they popped another one like somewhere around Canada and Alaska, and they're still trying to look for it.
Dang.
That's the last time I heard, is that they're still trying to find the remains of it because of the winter weather they have up there is making it more difficult.
But yeah, then they're like, why would we pop a balloon? There's already 99 in the sky. What tripped me off was like, oh yeah, what about the other 99? Like what? And they even told them like it's all over Europe, it's all over, like NORAD was saying it don't matter. Just we followed our protocol to communicate our teams, our sensitive teams, to follow instructions. But that's the military. You can only trust them as far as they tell you, I guess, and take that with a bucket of salt.
Yeah, which is why I think that was a bad move on the U.S.'s behalf by doing something so late. They should have done it earlier. Because look, if the U.S. were to do that over any other country, like a Russia, like a China, like a North Korea, you think they wouldn't retaliate or attack like at a moment's notice before it gets into the heartland of their country? But to me,
They did though.
No, the U.S. did that after the fact. It went across the whole country. Like that to me is crazy. Like it shouldn't happen.
They did it with what's that super flying? The SR-71, the Dragon Lady, the Archangel. All those, they did it for already 50 years with super flying jets, not with balloons. And then drones.
Yeah, but I live in the U.S. So I'd rather have my country do that to other countries than enemy countries
Totally
do
agree.
that to us.
It's grimy, but it's true. Hey, I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's happening. It's happening. You're right.
That's my take on it. That's why I say it's kind of crazy the way that they let it just cross the whole country and they did nothing about it until like at the last minute after it traversed the whole country.
Did they say how much it weighed or something like that? Yeah.
I have no clue.
I think they weighed it over like a ton of actual of material that was in the sky. Like we can drop it off now and hit people. It was 60,000 feet. Like anything going at terminal velocity.
In the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I mean, that would have been ideal.
In country waters. What's the name?
International waters?
No, national waters. The other one. I agree. They could have dropped it like 50 miles out of before they reached the Pacific coast. I agree. But it is what it is. And then there's more balloons being popped off, like Josue said. But after this one, did you guys know that it on the East Coast, like with this balloon, that there hasn't been only like balloons being popped over the East Coast and just dropping into its coast. Like historically, there's been a lot more things falling on the East Coast specifically that can be tracked, or there's historical precedence for it.
Like what?
Like for example, there's some students did their their doctor's degree in archaeology. No, what is it? Geology specifically, and they noticed some trenches that they considered to be small valleys or swamps. Like they had a specific layout to this from the tips of the southern areas of New Jersey all the way to some areas in Florida, and then the grand majority was in Carolina. So they dubbed these trenches, small trenches, if you will, they dubbed them as the Carolina Bays. And this individual, what was it? What university was it? It was the University of University of Delaware, University of Delaware. Actually did his degree, and with the assistance of I think the military, they did some LiDAR data on the East Coast, and he found a pattern with this information with these Carolina Bays, and he found that it wasn't erosion, it wasn't water erosion, air erosion, it wasn't dirt, they were impact craters, but huge impact craters. I'm like, and he was like, what made this? And that's what he made his degree project on, after identifying them, not of ice receding or river valleys being formed, because they have a specific way that they're being made. These trenches, these impact areas, were made out of ice, yes, but falling from the sky in a uniform direction within a very close time frame of each other. Meaning, after running some calculations in the scale of the planet, he was saying that he proposed and proved in his project that these are impacts the size of glaciers, the size of baseball stadiums, that fell on the East Coast from another side of the world, aka where the people are saying where would these things would have to fall from to be this big, this damaging, and how old are these? And they're like, approximately 60,000 years. And they're like, what happened in the 60,000 years? And there's something called the Younger Dryas. They named this, or the end of the time frame on Earth where the last ice age started finishing, but it was an abrupt finish where a lot of fauna also disappeared on the American continent specifically, and also on the Arabic Peninsula. And like, what was going on? And this was like like multiple people were doing their own studies, but independently. And this one was proving that this happened on the East Coast. And like, okay, what happened on the East Coast? They didn't have the data for the next one. They're like, rough calculations showed that these impact points came from the Far East. Like, what Far East? I have no calculations from where, but he didn't say anywhere exactly where, but it was, my theory. Again, the Arabic Peninsula, that happened around the same time frame, because of oil deposits. All those things normally has to be with biomass, with hard like material, like plants, animal, all those things to create, aka oil. And on the East Coast, it was a side effect being hit with a lot of ice that was on that side of the world. Like, okay, and how are you gonna do this? And he did it with yeah.
So how does something fall on like, say, like something that's in, I don't know, what's the farthest point of the United States on the other side, like
the Pacific coast? From the East
Yeah,
Coast
like
to Pacific,
how
yeah.
does something fall, like from the sky or from
From the
where?
sky. From the sky, it hit. The theory that he proposed and quote unquote got approved and calculated was that it was something from the Arabic Peninsula, aka a meteor, hit ice over there, and that ice exploded into multiple directions, and chunks of that went up into the atmosphere. And because the Earth's rotating the way it is, it hit it, and obviously a lot of fell earlier in Europe, in Africa, but part of it also hit the East Coast in that area. And these chunks of ice were going very, very fast.
So something from space hit the ground on one side of the Earth, and then it kind of blasted stuff or debris to
Debris.
orbit,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was close enough in orbit that it didn't pull away from the Earth. It just fell back on it, but on the
Yes.
other side. Is what you're
Yes.
saying? Okay.
And it was a.
And that's just a theory, or is that fact?
They proved the facts that his facts was that it hit the East Coast and how big these chunks were. He didn't do. He can only give you like 90% assertiveness that it was in what continent the impact point was from, but not with 100% guarantee. He only knows that it came from the other side of the world, and they're like, okay, what size of this debris would it be? On average, it was the size of a base of a stadium that would fall on the East Coast. Like and within 24 hours, these impacts occurred all on the east side of the Appalachian Mountains, all the way up from New Jersey, all the way down to Florida. It was a bad day, and he proved it with the geological evidence that there's this bedrock over here. The bedrock on that side is like it got hit, and the level of damage that it made on the rock, and then it liquefied with the impact of ice going at hypersonic levels, and it hit that area, that dirt, rock, anything, tree life, civilizations that could have been here got just liquefied, and just like as if everything turns into liquid because of the impact points were so hard and so big that the damage of and for 24 hours continuously, debris falling at that speed and that size would just ruin anything on the East Coast. And the majority of the impacts that he found were in the state of Carolina, and it was just scary, making me think like anything that was on that side got ruined.
But Marcos, wouldn't that kind of go against the I guess you can say the geological precedent that's already established that there was an ice age, and that I guess you can say the U.S. And for whatever whatever other continent or country you can name was kind of like shaped and molded by the ice age and the receding ice. Isn't that
Yes.
like the mainstream I guess notion, scientifically speaking? Like, wouldn't that kind of contradict what that is, or that I guess established notion? Or how does that kind of like intertwine or work? Because I mean, from what I remembered, and again, I mean, for what what it's worth, school kind of taught you like that. That's how the U.S.'s makeup is kind of composed of, or how it looks, is comprised of the ice age and the receding ice, right, from the North Pole. But if what the scientists are saying is true, then it kind of contradicts what is already well established. Because then, if the continent was kind of, or pieces of continent were liquefied, as you say, through
Like in the sense of like very heavy earthquakes, like anything that was solid was shaken apart, if you will.
which kind of again, I would have to think, well, the U.S. isn't really, at least on the East Coast, doesn't really have earthquakes because there is no fault line in the East Coast, unless you want to go in the middle of the Atlantic, which we're nowhere near the middle of the Atlantic on the East Coast, where
Correct.
that's why California has that fault line, right? The ring of I guess you could say, what is it, Dragon Ring or the Fire Ring?
The
or something
part
like
of the
that?
Ring of Fire and faults, yeah.
Right. So that's why I kind of have to scratch my head at that one, where it's like, I don't know earthquake on East Coast really makes it much sense as far as that goes because there is no fault line there.
Yeah, and you're correct. There is no fault line, but what he noticed was that these were impact points of these trenches, if you will, and specifically this person was doing his research in the state of Carolina, but had to expand his scope of study, and then he also had to participate. His data that he pulled was part of another study that they were doing LiDAR tests all up and down the East Coast, and he was part of this study. And his study was like, what are these trenches, if you will, that are huge, miles wide? And he pulled his data from that as part of that other group research, and he found that these are actual impact craters. Yeah, like impact craters in the sense that the scale was so big that it hit the East Coast as the Earth was rotating. These things were so big and so coming from at such a speed that they impacted wherever they fell, and the Earth it was to the scale of planetary size, if you will. These impact points that there was no need for fault lines because it wasn't part of the fault line. It was something that was happening on the other side of the Earth with being impacted with a meteor, which is another story on its own that people did some research on that. But on this side, it was a lot of people think that it was the end of the first. There are two parts, one, two, three, technically three parts of the ice age, of the most recent ice ages. But there's one called the Younger Dryas and the Older Dryas. The Younger Dryas has a hard stop on the ice age of what was going on, and then there was some warming up where a couple thousands of years where ice receded or melted, didn't expand anymore south. And then it started cooling off again, and again ice came back for a couple thousands of years, and then it stopped again. And then that was the last, like something again really bad happened during that ice age that it caused it to stop, and then again to start and slowly recede back to what we know. Technically, the ice age is divided in three parts, but they're very abrupt hits.
Aliens.
It's still debris. Let's just say we're in a shooting gallery around the world that that can be traced, like the theory of what happened in the Yucatan Peninsula, what happened to the Arabic Peninsula, and what happened to the North Pole area. Unfortunately,
did you hear about the UFO that got shot down by Alaska? I think it's called.
It wasn't called the UFOs.
What was it?
It wasn't an unknown flying object. It was like
what?
They had a different name for it.
Unknown aerial, a UAP, UAP aerial phenomenon or something like that.
I don't know, but I think they saw something, right? Or am I bugging?
I don't know. I really don't know on this one because I didn't know there was a second balloon even on the in Alaska.
I thought I read something like that. It might have been like a UFO, but again, I could be wrong.
Here we go. A high altitude object over Alaska.
There you go.
An object. It could have been another balloon or just anything else that can float.
So the FAA warning due to military activity surrounding the high altitude object Friday led ConocoPhillips. It's like one word. I don't know why. To turn back a plane carrying workers to an oil field on Alaska North Slope to Anchorage. 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 There's no threat to our North Slope operation, and our flights has resumed. The ConocoPhillips operated Q400 aircraft left Anchorage on scheduled flight at 7:19. ConocoPhillips received a notification through the Federal Aviation Administration of the restricted airspace and returned to Anchorage at 8:17. Arriving at 9:17. We resumed this flight today and departed at 12:09 from Anchorage to Alpine and said NUS. So yeah.
Sounds like they should make this into a movie. Oh, have you heard about this movie called Falling Moonfall?
Bless you.
No, I haven't. What's it about?
It's basically the moon is falling onto Earth. Brought to you by, what is it?
Anchor.
Acura. Yeah.
That was made out of cheese.
Brought to you by Lexus, a car company. Oh, another thing that I also want to talk with you guys was, what do you guys think about
But
the?
wait,
Yeah.
we need our time for our sponsor.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And there we
That's
go. That's
right.
it.
That's right.
It's like edit for later.
Yeah. What do you guys think about like the trend right now for video games to become movies? What are your favorite, like, and vice
Terrible.
versa?
You're talking
And
about like Mario movie?
the Mario movie, yes, or for me it was Resident Evil personally, but I feel I feel sad for both the
You feel
movies.
disgrace. You feel
Disgra-
violated.
Disgrace
Wait,
for
they
both
did
the game.
the Street Fighter, and they also did Mortal Kombat, right?
The Last of Us.
Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, yeah, but that one was like within the 2000s. And Dragon Ball.
And now the
Oh,
yeah,
but the
it's
Dragon Ball one was terrible though. Don't mention that one. That one was atrocious, man.
What about the new One Piece coming out, or the
Cross your
Cowboy
fingers.
Bebop?
Cross your fingers. Bebop. Eh. Have you heard about the Last of Us right now? How it's doing? It's unexpectedly popular. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was like getting a haircut today, and they're like talking about how they were liking the show. Oddly
Did they-
enough,
Did they even play the game?
probably not. Because the person who was saying this was like an older gentleman, and he was like, "Yeah, the show's really good." It's like I'm not even on the newest episode though, but I've been keeping up with it.
And then there's the Halo series.
Marco just starts going, "Oh!" We can't use the rest because it's copyrighted.
I'm crying low key because both I've heard drama for episode 3 of The Last of Us and heard and that people really don't like the Halo series. Right now, the
I haven't
TV
even
show.
watched the Halo series.
I've heard bad reviews, and without even watching, I'm like, I don't want to get my heart broken.
He's like, "Not again."
Not again. Star Wars is something right now. It has a bunch of games. I'm waiting for Fallout. And
the new Lego movie.
the Lego movie, right? It's a game, a video
So
game, and a live
the
action.
Halo series on IMDb has a 7.1 out of 10 rating. The top rated rating is season 5, episode 5, season 1, episode 5. On the run, on the run out and running out, on the run and out of options. Quan and Siren have a difference. Oh, this is just a synopsis, but has an 8.2 out of 10. The episode.
Okay.
Is there reviews on? I don't know. They have like the numbers. Let me see.
And
So, have you guys ever watched Black Lagoon before?
yes, the anime. Yes, sir.
Yo, I was always like curious if they were ever gonna make that into a live action movie. I would have thought that it would have been great if the person that directed John Wick could take over that franchise as the director or the last one. It's always been something that I would like to see. What are you guys' thoughts?
Amen, brother. Over here, you got my vote. But at the same time, can they? I don't think it'll float with the PC people right now.
What?
Well, I
Political
don't think
people.
so either. But I think that because it's not so, how can you put it? Because it's not like mag or it's not very like whimsical as far as like there's superpowers or anything like that. It's more grounded to like actual people, politics, and it kind of makes it seem a little bit more along the lines of like person does like a show like Narcos on Netflix. Like probably someone that like the person that directed John Wick probably do something like that and be a little bit more faithful to the actual source material.
Like they can get the Brazilian maid. I don't know who would do balalaika or that entire side of the people. The Russian mafia, if you will. What else? They can get the Japanese yakuza in there. What's the name of the country? Rowanapur. I think it was Rowanapur. Like a slice of life in the city of Rowanapur. Everyone. Revi. I don't know who would Revi.
A lot of outlaws and stuff like that. So I mean, I think again, not a lot of like musical superpower things, it's more grounded in that sense. So I think, yeah, to your point, Marco, who would be Remy, right, and the other main characters and stuff like that.
That's my question right now. Like, for example, there's an entire mafia group that I don't think it'll be like the Beep Mafia,
Yeah, that's true.
and even the Colombians are there too. The Colombian cartel, which is like
Right.
very, very forward looking in anime.
Yeah, it sure is.
What else? But yeah, like and then have you been keeping up or listening to the latest reviews or commentary on this other book live action series that got turned into another game called the Harry Potter Wizarding? What is it? Wizarding World, Josue?
Latest Harry Potter? You sure? Oh, the Hogwarts Legacy.
There you go. Like that one is the case that my brother has
Wait,
been
you sure
talking
you
to me.
want to go over that?
No, he was listening to reviews and they're saying they're comparing it in quality to the Moonveil video game and what's the name of that?
Elden Ring?
They're comparing it to Elden Rings, like
Nah,
reviewers.
I can't compare it to Elden Ring.
You can't.
I can't. Elden Ring is just too good of a game. Like, you know, Elden Ring made the people retire from playing a video game because there's no other like it. It was I can't say Hogwarts Legacy is like Elden Ring.
How long has it been since it came out?
Hogwarts or Elden Ring?
Both.
Well, Elden Ring came out last year, and Elden Ring came out yesterday. I mean, not Elden Ring. Hogwarts came out. Hey, Hogwarts came out yesterday. Elden Ring came out last year.
And it already made people retire with 1 year of gaming. This is the rest of my life.
No, like people a lot of people are like, you know, this is it. Like there's no other game like this. Like it's so good.
I've ascended.
They're like, I don't know if I can pick up any other game.
If you had to choose one game, would you choose that one?
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much to do in Elden Ring that like you can easily spend like a good like a week like straight and probably not even finish it.
Is it even can you even 100% it?
In a week?
No, is it even feasible? Like the way that you're telling me? Yeah, in a week, in 7 days.
I mean, probably if you like go hard at it.
Nothing but game. Nothing but game.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this one that came out yesterday that you were saying people, like I heard from my brother that, people were reviewing it and already saying it's up there with Elden Rings. But you're giving me the opposite up here, like it's too good. I can't really.
I think that Hogwarts Legacy is a good game. It's something you can sit down and like have fun with. But to compare it to Elden Ring, I can't compare it to Elden Ring. Elden Ring was like, it was above and beyond.
Plus Ultra.
I wouldn't compare it to Elden Ring.
It's blasphemous.
Maybe because of like the whole nostalgia of like, of Harry Potter
Yeah.
is what's kind of carrying it right now. But Elden Ring is just oh my gosh, it was such a good game.
The memories. The swords.
Yeah, there's no memories of Elden Ring. Elden Ring is like, you know, there's no nostalgia factor. Maybe with Dark Souls, but you know, it's kind of like every Souls game is very different from each other. Maybe the combat style isn't so different, but the lore, the story, and like some of the, for majority part, like the customization, is just very different.
And then versus this one that has a bunch of nostalgia to it. You don't and books.
But yeah, you
nostalgia,
basically
movies.
are like, you're basically in as a student that you create, and you're like kind of like in the wizarding world of Harry Potter before Harry Potter was even thought of.
There was a twinkle in his father's eye.
Not even. This is even before his father's time. This is like past. I think that this is like the late 1800s.
And what Harry Potter
So-
is like the late 90s?
Yeah, and I think he was like 1940s, give or take. The Harry Potter world. No. It's late. It's later than that because. Yeah, it's later than that. It's like 1980s, 70s, something like that.
The main lore.
Yeah, of Harry Potter, because then afterwards his children are like more closely related to our time, like the actual timeline.
in the 90s.
Not in the 90s, like in the 2000s.
Okay. But then there's like so much drama that people were wanting to
I learned
cancel.
something today.
What happened? What'd you learn? What'd you learn?
No, your guys' explanation.
Because like there's so much passion comparing to like low key. I wanted to ask you guys, like, you've heard about the memes like maidenless. That's my current, like, what's going to be the memes with the Harry Potter? Like, we know the Wingardium
Avada
Leviosa
Kedavra. It's on site for everyone.
on site.
That's the meme right now. It's like everyone's trying to rush to learn that, and then just kill everyone.
There's no PvP, is there right now?
No, like there's
Well-
PVE.
What about P?
It just says P.
You just
What
E.
about
No,
P?
PSP.
Oh no. There's no PSP version, unfortunately.
Oh no.
I don't know if you can use it. I don't think you can use them for the unforgivable curses. And so like what you can do in Harry Potter is you can do a duel, and you can like face up to like I think right now it's 3. Face where I'm
Like
two.
street gangs or like Pokemon
Walk
battle?
up.
No, they're just
Rock up?
yeah, like I guess more closely like Pokemon battles, and you like basically try to knock out your opponent. But if you try to do the unforgivable curses, that's
High level.
no, that's probably illegal.
That's
for
heavy.
That,
That's heavy.
Because if you don't know, I guess I could explain it. The 3 unforgivable curses in Harry Potter are like they're banned from the Wizarding world. So like if you try to use them on anyone, you can actually get arrested. The 3 are Imperial, Crucio, and then Avada Kedavra. Imperial is the kind of like a controlling curse. You are able to manipulate and dictate what that person or thing can do. Then there's the Crucio curse or the torture curse, where like as the name goes, you're literally torturing the person for as long as the curse is active. And then Avada Kedavra is the killing curse, which is just death in instant.
Hakai.
It literally there's no preventing it, blocking it. That's it. You did. And like the only person in history to survive the killing curse is Harry Potter, which is why he has the lightning bolt on his scar on his forehead.
Big forehead.
Yeah, because he's quote unquote survived the killing curse.
What was the lore behind it? How did he survive that?
I think he didn't.
What?
I think
died?
his mom so came in and protected Harry, and then the curse kind of bounced off of Voldemort and then like landed on Harry. So it didn't kill him, but it left like a piece of Voldemort inside of him.
What's that thing that he splits his soul?
The Horcrux, something like that. They're basically just like pieces of Voldemort's soul into like random objects. So like one of them was like I think a book, a Horcrux. I forgot what the name was. But yeah, this is like a form of like immortality, because as long as these items are around, he can live for as long as he wants. And then in order to kill him, you have to like kill or destroy these items that are precious to him.
That he put his soul into, if you will. But yeah,
So like technically Harry is one of them.
so he has to kill himself to kill the last part of
Yeah.
Voldemort. Yeah.
I think even one was like
One of the books in the movie, the snake.
the diary.
Yeah.
And the snake.
What else?
But yeah, I think Harry Potter is a good game. Is it better than Elden Ring? No. By a long shot.
Right now, what out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
Elden Ring or
Yeah,
Harry
both,
Potter? You have to have only one, Marcos.
There can only be
Only
one?
you get. No, you can only get one review.
Okay, today, Elden Rings.
Elden Ring?
Yeah, out of 5 stars.
Like a 4.6.
So there's no 5 stars in your scale, like anything.
Nah,
I respect that.
never.
I respect that.
Never, Marcos. If you've been in the game for so long, you can't be giving out 5 stars.
What, are you gonna make the 5s worthless if you give them out so willy nilly?
No, they have no worth.
I shall be the one to decide.
Amen, brother.
And then like Harry Potter, I'll give like a 4.2.
Like, it's only been out for less than a day, I think.
Well, like people have been able to play it since Wednesday.
Pre-orders.
No, not pre-orders. You have to buy the deluxe edition. But yeah, now I'm gonna change the subject.
Go for it.
You know, I like to admit that Marcos owes me money.
Is that anime that I hear?
Imagine. No,
Yo.
it's
I thought you were gonna say Chat GBT, Rob.
imagine ChatGPT has written the script for today. No,
Has told
What's
me
it
that
called?
Marcos owes me money.
I wish that ChatGPT wrote the script, but apparently it got hacked.
basically.
Again? Did I send you a link for that?
Yes, you did.
About Dan? I think it was Dan.
But no, yeah, I was gonna change the subject to a little bit different, a little bit sweeter type of topic.
Blended style.
No.
Is
no.
it about Shake Shack?
I wish. You reminded me. I have to go get those too. But it's one of everyone's favorite time of year. That's not Christmas
Oh,
or Thanksgiving or any holiday. It's
okay.
Girl Scout cookie season.
it's the Girl Scout life for
Oh, yeah?
us.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna buy
apparently-
cookies?
Marcos, are you gonna buy cookies?
I don't know where they are.
You gotta look for them.
I'll look online.
At your local supermarket, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, like, have you...
I say this because I found them outside selling, and I got some cookies.
Mind you, he wasn't proactively looking for them.
Oh, nice. Which ones did you get?
I got 3 boxes.
Did you already eat
All
them?
different or the same?
No, of different. So I have them here. There's Tagalongs, which is like I'll read the description. It's a crispy cookie layered with peanut butter, covered with a chocolatey coating. So I got the good. I got Adventurefuls, which this was a new one. I didn't even realize they had this. It's an indulgent brownie inspired cookie with caramel flavored creme and a hint of sea salt. And then I got also here another classic of Thin Mints.
Can't go wrong with
Talking
them.
about Thin Mints, I haven't had them. I'm about to try them now. I've had them, but
Those sound delicious. Yo, I
It's like
actually got
ASMR.
cookies myself too. I just didn't get any from the Girl Scouts cookies. I went to my local exotic 914 shop. That's what it's called. And
What do they sell?
so snacks from around the world, and they just happen to have
it's like shout out.
the Indonesian what's it called? Indonesia Oreos that are black pink.
Delicious.
They collabed with Blackpink, the K-pop idol group, girl group. So yeah, I bought a pack of their cookies and they were delicious.
He's like, would buy again.
I would probably buy them again just because they're not as sweet as I guess the US type of Oreo cookies.
Like like Girl Scout cookies.
Well, I don't know. Last time I got Girl Scout cookies, I got Samoas. I had the mint ones that you got
Thin
as
Mints?
well. Yeah, the Thin Mints, and I think I had the Tagalongs as well. I think those are really good. I don't think I got any other ones, unless. Yeah, but I think I got pretty much the same things you got. Yeah, they were quite sweet, but they were delicious.
So, I feel like I need to disclose I've only had Samoa, so I have had
Those are
Girl Scout
delicious.
cookies. But I didn't know that they were Girl Scout. I thought they were
Well,
just...
there is like different versions of Samoas out there that are not from Girl Scout cookies.
Oh yeah, the knockoffs.
Today I learned. Probably got the number.
No, but I did want to tell you guys, just two, I guess, food facts, or kind of along the lines of food facts. So the first one being that,
Shaky Shacky.
yeah, Shake Shack is reintroducing, or I think it's coming back, the truffle burger. So be on the lookout for that. Delicious.
Well, no, it's different.
It's white truffle, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's
time
white
around.
truffle instead of black truffle.
I had it yesterday. I'm being 100% honest with you. I think it's really delicious. I think if you haven't gone, or you didn't go last time to get your fix, I think now is the time. Take the opportunity to go to your local Shake Shack and get you some, because it was really tasty, really tasty. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say, depending on your order or the person that's making it, like for me, I give it a solid 9. Like I'm not gonna go the full 10 because I never give out 10s like that, but I think
Like
this was a 9.
It's like never.
Yeah, no, and I think the other one is that for those that are people, or the people that like to go and frequent Starbucks, I think an email came in, I want to say yesterday, that they're gonna switch up their star system. So it's gonna take you a lot more buys for you to acquire more stars for your free beverages and stuff like that on the star system. So it might be something you guys want to take advantage of if you do frequent Starbucks, to get your stars in before the plan changes and you have to buy more in order for you to get stars. So that's another thing food wise. And I want to say there was one more that I was thinking about food wise, but I can't remember. If it comes to mind, I will definitely stop and let you guys know. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys go to Starbucks at all, or is that like maybe if the group goes, I'll go and tag along, or well,
Yeah,
you
only if
guys
the group goes.
right? What about the Shake Shack? Is that a definite yes? Guys are gonna go?
I need
I
to do
order it
research.
right now.
I need to do
That sounds
research
like a
for
plan.
Shake Shacks.
Dude, I definitely. Oh, and it might have been something about Chick-fil-A, but I don't quite remember. But if you know, you know.
He's like,
Oh man. I want to say there was another food thing, but if it comes to mind, I'll remind you guys or say something. But yeah, Marcos, do you go to, I know Josue just answered that he only goes if the group goes, but do you at all go to Starbucks, or are you more of a Dunkin' Donuts type of guy, or are you more like drip coffee at the local bodega?
I think I'm a cheap person. I think I go more for the bodega one with a beef patty on the side.
Yeah, no
Oh,
shade.
oh.
No judgment. I actually,
Sorry, I'm too cheap.
no, dude. I have a Keurig at the crib. Like I usually make coffee at home. I'm just saying, for the few times I do go out, like I think more times than not, I'll go to a Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks. But like it really depends on, like, I guess what mood I'm in, if I want to wait or not. Or if I want donuts on the side or not, or if I actually want a better quality, perhaps, or better variety, let's put it that way, of breakfast sandwich than what they offer at the Starbucks. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, Shake Shack all the way.
You already know I'm gonna check. I just did some research and I found a Shake Shack 6 miles away.
Oh, nice, dude.
From where I
Nice.
live, so I'll probably, if they got a drive-in, I'll probably go for it.
Oh, that's totally dope. I went and tried this new fried chicken spot, Korean fried chicken spot. I think I placed the information or a little picture on IG. So for our listeners that want to know what we're eating or what we're doing or something like that, definitely check out our social media accounts. Definitely sponsored by us, for us.
And us, for us, yeah.
And us, right? And I did take a picture and I shared on IG the new Korean fried chicken spot that I went to. I want to say last week. I want to say that I'm not here to like compare two Korean chicken spots, but if I had to, I would say BBQ. That's a solid 9. And the other place, I want to say it's a solid 5. So yeah, that's what I think of it. But they do have the Korean style hot dogs on a stick, like where they have like that breading and coating, and it's like filled with cheese, like stringy melty cheese, and it comes with like this assortment of sauces. I didn't take a picture of that, but I will, and I will definitely place it on IG so everyone can see. Other than that, I want to say that the wings, though they were tasty, I say that the BBQ wings are tastier, and I think the breading of the wings, or the coating of this new spot that I went to, is a lot more similar to like an American style chicken wings, more than a Korean barbecue or Korean fried chicken spot. So that's my only, I guess you can say, thing that I want to mention as far as the comparison.
Yo, funny
Other than
enough,
that-
I went to a Korean barbecues place over here
Nice. How was it?
nearby. It was actually really good. It was a little bit different. So like they had like 2 different menus. They had an A and a B, and one was more expensive than the other. It basically dictates what meats you can order.
Okay.
And like, but you all the sides. So like, if you wanted salad, fried rice, or what else they had, like cream, like the cheesy corn, or what
Okay.
else? What else? I think there was more, but we didn't order them.
Was it like the pachon, like the little dishes that go along with your meal?
Mm-hmm.
And did you have the grill in the middle, or was it?
Yeah, it was like a circular
Okay.
table. I
Nice,
think
nice,
it was,
yes, yes.
it was a circular table. We had it outside, and like the grill was in the middle, and they would like every now and then they would switch out the grill, like
Mhm.
you know
Oh,
the
like Grill
top.
Taku, like where we went last time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice, nice, nice.
And it's an all you can eat type of place. So we just like kept on ordering. I would
that's
say
dope.
this is like so they didn't like, so the last Korean barbecue place that I went to that was also all you can eat. They had like a sauce station. Unfortunately, this one they give you like
Sauce.
salts and
The
sauce.
sauce, man, the sauce.
Which
Wait,
I was
salts?
like-
You said?
Yeah, like salt and sauce. That
Oh,
you can
okay,
dip
nice,
with.
nice.
And I'm like, that's kind of unfortunate because the last one I could have like went heavy with the sauce.
Oh, so they measured your sauces that you they
Yeah.
had like determined portions of sauce. That's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, that sucks, man. But like, I had a little hack. I was telling my friend, I'm like, yo, I ordered the salad that they had,
Right.
so because they came with their own dressing, and like, I would just like grab the meat, like especially if it wasn't marinated, I would just grab the meat, put it in my salad, and eat that with like a leaf or two. Like that was really good. What?
Yeah, that's smart. Way
I
to
was like-
think outside the box, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I was like, you know what? Because I was like, let me grab the salad, because I like having a bowl of salad with
Right.
the barbecue.
And you made it kind of
and
like a lettuce wrap for it. Oh, that's dope.
yeah. So like I would like if it was like a big piece, I would just chop it up because they give us scissors and tongs. Just chop it up in there and just like there you go. That's it. That's all you need. And even by the end of this, and like, well, it was a good thing is that like I kept on asking for some. I got like 2 bowls of salad.
How
But,
large was the group that you went with?
I just went with me and a friend.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yo, this was a genius plan. I didn't even
Right,
think
right,
about
right.
it like that. I was like, yo, I don't know what, but like me grabbing this ordering the salad, having it with the meat. It's like if for the most part we got marinated meats, but for the ones that weren't like marinated, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put it in the salad. Delicious.
Was it all like I guess you could say pork cuts, beef cuts, or chicken?
It was
or
all- it
seafood,
was like
or it was
pork.
mix?
It was pork, beef, and chicken, all of them.
Okay. You got the trifecta. Nice.
We could have ordered seafood, but we were really feeling it. I was like, yeah. And what's it called? But it's like, so this is what I did. So for like for the most part, any unmarinated meat, we were having, I would put in the salad. For any that was marinated, they give us like a little bowl of like quote unquote fried rice. I thought the fried rice was kind of plain, and like it's like they literally just tossed up rice, soy sauce, and like some frozen vegetables and gave it to you and said that's fried rice. Which in a sense is,
bro.
but I'm like,
Disrespect.
it ain't nothing like like the corner store Chinese place that give you the
Brother,
Yeah, I
fried
hear you.
rice.
damn.
Right, the actual proper fried rice.
It was
right.
literally just rice, frozen vegetables, and like a little
And
bit of
they give it a
egg
mix.
and the soy sauce, and the
You
tiny
need
bit
more
of soy
egg.
sauce.
You need more
Oh,
egg.
So like
tossed
any
back,
marinated
mix.
meat, I put that in the rice. And
right.
just it's like so I had the
Yeah,
had the
you
combo. I
kinda
had because the marinating meats were really good.
Oh, so their marinades were on point at least.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
awesome, dude.
I was like, the rice that has the marinated meats and the salad had the unmarinated meats. Because some of the, to be honest, some of the unmarinated ones was like really airy. Like I'm like, it needs something.
So
it
you
needs
basically had to
something.
doctor up your own meal with the stuff they gave you. That's wild.
And like to me, it was great because like they gave us, I think some of it was like either bacon or like pork belly or brisket. I think it was both. And like, but they
that
gave it to
sounds
us like,
awesome.
but they gave it to us like razor thin, like almost see through. And I'm like,
Oh no.
yo, it's like it was sticking to the grill. I'm like, damn, man.
Nah, slap some more oil on that, boys. Can't have that.
I'm like, nah. And then like we just
This ain't
like
it, chief.
we just decided to just put like a whole bunch of it in the grill, so like hopes it doesn't. And actually, it worked. We're like, it didn't like stick as badly.
Yeah.
We just like like kind of grouped it together and just like moved it around to like make it evenly cooked. But like they gave us like we had the marinades with like beef bulgogi. We had like a spicy Korean marinated chicken. And I think there's like a marinade. Oh, there's marinated short ribs as well.
Damn.
That was really good. That was really good.
Sounds good, bro. I'm getting
Marinated
hungry
short
listening to all
Yeah.
this,
I'm
bro.
getting hungry.
And like I said, I was like everything marinated in the fried rice is like I went
Had
through like
fried
2
rice
bowls
been on
of-
point? Oof.
Yeah, that would have been great. Or like if it had like noodles, that would have been great.
That would have been
They
fun.
didn't give you any noodles? Any noodles of any type? Or did you have to
No,
order
they
that?
didn't. No, they didn't offer any noodles, which I was like, that sucks, man.
What?
Because in the last place, they had like already made noodles. It was just like
Okay.
more of a buffet style. You just grabbed and go. Although that was for like everything, the sauce. This is the other place, not the one I went the other night.
Right.
The sauce, the sides, and any meat. It was like grab and go like a buffet, and you just cooked it on your own.
Okay.
And the guy, I find this funny. I was like, the guy came to us. He's like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys that any meats you don't finish, you're gonna have to pay like extra for that if
Right.
you don't finish it. I was like,
Say less, fam.
I was like, don't worry, sir. We'll finish it. There's no problem.
You look at him and give him a smile.
I'm like, you know what? Because of that, give me more of this short rib. I need some more.
I would have done the same thing.
So they charge you more for doggy bags, if you will, to take home.
Well, no, like you don't even
No.
take it, but it's like it's wasted.
Yeah, and they have to make up for the loss, I guess,
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
I'm like, oh no, don't worry. It all goes down in the same place.
But no 5 stars, no 5 stars.
Like it was your typical, like I think your typical Korean barbecue, like more of a. It's not famous and nonetheless, but it was good for going out. We just came out of we were watching a hockey game, and we were like, yo,
You're into hockey now?
Funny, no, it was funny enough because we went with a group, and they're like, yo, we're gonna go to like some fancy smancy dive bar.
Nah, get the hell
and we
out of here with that.
and not dive bar. I think it was it was a restaurant, but it was like a bar that like we saw we looked at the menu because they told us where, and me and my
Did you
friend
have
were
a
like,
QR code? Was it a QR code type of menu, or did
we just looked. We didn't even go over there. We like looked up the menu and we looked at each other. We're like, nah, I don't want no burgers and stuff. It's like, or like the same
I
old
want
stuff.
to eat. I want to eat,
I'm
not
like-
spend all my money here.
Yeah, it's like, and we were looking at it. It was like burgers were like $20 plus, and we were like,
Jesus.
Shake Shack, bro. F all that. Shake Shack.
I'm like, Shake Shack has better prices at this
And that's
point.
absolutely true. Yes.
And we looked at each other, you know what? let's go to another place. You're like, oh, say less. And we was like, we went around, we're like looking for something open, and we smelled the place with
Oh,
the
dude, that's
the meat
always a
cooking.
good sign.
That's good
And
marketing
we're
right
like,
there.
we're like, it was across the street too. We were looking at each other like, let's go. I was like, yeah, let's go over
yeah,
here.
hell yeah.
I think like per person it was like $26, and like easily we probably would have
That's
spent
not bad.
more. And like it was unlimited.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, for its cons, that's definitely a pro. All you can
Yeah.
eat.
It's like we had like the fried rice, the salad, and all the meat we can eat. It was like honestly that sounds like a better dinner than the random like restaurant bar situation that we went to, and I was like, nah, I don't want that.
Was it
It's like I
dessert?
don't want that. No, we didn't get dessert. It was late. Like we stayed there till like close.
My boy closed the place.
Basically, no, because we got out like pretty late, and we were like looking around, and we
It's
were
like, matter of fact, let me have a drink with the chef, yo.
basically.
Oh,
We're
that's
like,
cool,
you know what?
bro.
We're like, bring out the manager. Let's have a drink.
Yes. Let me get acquainted with this fellow. I'm coming back here next week.
Basically,
Oh man, that's dope that you actually went to a new spot like that.
yeah. It was funny too. We were like, yeah, we went to another place other than because everyone else went over there, and we were like, because we were coming out, we went together. We just looked at it, we were like, nah, let's go somewhere else.
Right,
Carpools, basically.
Nah, I was like,
dude.
yeah, I was like, I'm down. I don't want no, what was it? The weird menu. Like it's a simple menu. It's more of a like I guess more or less bar food. So I'm like, nah, I don't want simple. I was like, if I want simple, I want something delicious, simple, not
Like I want complex flavors and layers and
Exactly.
layers of it, right? And I don't want to pay exuberant prices. Where should I go?
Basically,
Nah,
what you
yeah.
ate for one burger, you ate like a whole dish and a half.
or
Yeah, you had a
more.
meal.
I was
Yeah, you had a
full.
proper meal.
I looked at him. I'm like, sir, it was delicious.
Like send my regards to the chef, please, please. Oh wait, that's me.
It's like it was
Oh,
more like
man.
a butchery over there.
Right.
In the back, because there is just them slicing the meats and then just either marinate it or be like, oh, ready to go.
Right. Oh, that's awesome, man. Makes me want to go right now to a spot.
But yeah, I was like,
Control
yes.
yourself, Alan. Control yourself.
Dude, the last time I went out to like a new spot was, I want to say, January. I went with Kenichi. We went to this place we haven't gone to, where they serve ramen, but they also have other little dishes and stuff on Central Ave. And legit, I want to say it hasn't been. It's recently opened to a certain degree. I think it got remodeled because the owners weren't seeing any like. I guess they wanted to get more people to come in, so they kind of remodeled it and reworked the menu and the concept of the restaurant. And now they're doing ramen. And dude, we were online, or we got there, we parked, went inside to try to grab a seat. Dude, all the seats were taken, all of them. And people were still like trying to pour in to try to grab a seat. And the wait was like, for us, was 30 minutes. We were waiting there 10, 15 minutes, and people kept coming in like, oh, how long is the wait? And it went from 30-minute wait to an hour wait.
Jesus.
And yeah. And to be honest, like, I'm not saying that the food isn't good. It's just that the demand was so high that obviously the amount of cooks and line cooks that were there were trying to bang out as much of the food as possible to try to serve everyone. And yeah, they were banging out a lot of food. It did take a little time to get your bowl of ramen. And not only did we get ramen, we kind of ordered a couple of other things. So I had the miso ramen, and I think Kenichi had the shoyu, the ramen. I think it was like soy sauce ramen. They were both really good. And the broth was a little different from the other spots we've gone to before. And we did get a order of takoyaki and an order of bao, like pork baos, which were also pretty tasty. I think the takoyaki are a little bit better than the baos, and the ramen was good. Again, it took a little time, but it felt like the ambiance and stuff like that felt really nice. It wasn't. It felt like family oriented, and just like very not intimate per se, but it did feel like kind of you were next to the bar, so you kind of had a first person view of, or like a really close view of the kitchen, the people working there, and the moving like lightning speed. And I want to say very New York authentic, because you had a fair amount of Mexicans working in the kitchen, and
Like, hey, primo.
you hear the cumbias in the background, just in the kitchen. So you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be lit. So good stuff there. But yeah, that's like again, January, I want to say. Perhaps when you guys have some free time, I would love to take you guys there just to try some ramen out. So hopefully, and we'll review it for our podcast at some point.
Amen. You already know. Hey there, Marcos here. You've reached the end of part 1. Join us to the conclusion of this episode in part 2 on the next episode. Remember, we also publish this podcast on YouTube simultaneously. For this one, we're going to try. So remember to join us, follow us, and whichever you like. And we're also going to put a post here for the podcast for this episode if you'd like to listen to the episode via on Spotify, or would you like to follow it on YouTube more? Just a little tester for us, a poll, if you would like to collaborate with us to improve the podcast. Also, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and obviously YouTube for all the different posts and stuff that we say normally in the podcast. And till next time, later.